Hello, beloveds. I was really thinking about something. I was thinking about the word destiny, and I was thinking about destiny. And what is destiny? What is my destiny? What is your destiny? Well, here's the thing about destiny. And if you look up the word, it has a very interesting, hey Nick, hi. It has a very interesting definition. And, you know, go watch Forrest Gump, right? Mama, what's my destiny? Remember that? Well, I don't know if we ever reach our destiny until we reach our destination. And I guess that can be short term and long term. But I think destination is a short term terminology. And I think destiny is your ultimate goal. Like by the time your life concludes, that's your destiny. Whatever you arrive at in the end, that is your destiny. Does that make sense? And I'm thinking about this tonight for a very particular reason. As you know, if you've been following me for years, you guys know that my grandmother died about 9 years ago on today's date, St. Patrick's Day in 2008. And I'm not sure, I don't think I was on Facebook yet. I think I started Facebook the year after. But you know that I celebrate the anniversary of her death, and sometimes I do better than not, or I do better than other times. And this year I'm holding my own, but it's been very quiet today. It's been very nice too. And we purposely arranged it to be that way because I wanted to give my soul and my spirit a place to, a place to, how can I say this? I wanted my spirit to be able to find a resting place and not be filled with angst or anything like that. I wanted to connect to the spiritual. I wanted to connect to my grandmother's memory. I can't connect to her here on earth. She's not here. So all I have is her memory. And so I was thinking, my grandmother, she wanted so much to, be a dancer, a singer, an actress, all these wonderful things. And she never got a chance. She did it. She never got a chance to do it as long as she would have liked to have done it. So she chose to raise two beautiful daughters, my mother and my aunt. That was beautiful. I know her destiny, and she knows her destiny too. I know how her life concluded. So what I want to pose to you guys is, what do you want your destiny to be? And the value of that. What do you think is very important in your life? And how are you going to meet that? We don't get another shot at this. This is it. Even if you believe in reincarnation, even if you believe in all these other things, and let's just say that's true. It's not necessarily my belief system, but let's just say that hypothetically, right? You still only get a shot of that one revolution, that time. So it doesn't matter. You only get this lifeline this time. It will never repeat itself again. Even if you believe in reincarnation, because reincarnation is believing that you come back as something and somebody else, right? So you don't get to repeat this life again, no matter what you believe. This is it. So do we create our destiny, or is our destiny revealed as we walk the path? This is all very interesting things to me. And so, of course, death tends to make us think about these things. And I'm thinking about these things because of the death of my grandmother. And like I said, it's the anniversary of her passing. So I'm just thinking about that and wondering, okay, my destiny, am I shaping it? Or is it actually shaping me? Is it a combination? Is it the stepping stones, right? I just did that video about stepping stones. And I think in that video, it's down below, I think in that video I made it very clear that stepping stones, don't follow my path, because then you're trying to meet my destiny. That's not going to work. And I'm of the belief that, when we were supposed to step on something, We want to make sure that it's solid ground with a good foundation and that we're not going to fall or falter or anything like that. So I really think that when we're considering our destiny, we have to think about our destinations along the way and meeting our goals. I am not going to know what my true ultimate destiny is going to be until I reach the end of my life. And I wish I had a crystal ball that I could just kind of peer into and say, oh, this is my destiny. This is your destiny, like the Palantir, in the Lord of the Rings. I use that example a lot because I find it so fascinating. I don't know what my destiny will be. I know what my destinations have been up to this point because I've lived it and I know it, and it is my history. Same for you. You've come to this point in your life. You know your destinations along that build up your destiny. That's how I see things anyway. Little destinations, which are our goals, build up your destiny. And I tend to think that we get glimpses of it if we are still enough to listen and to be obedient to that calling, to that voice, the inner light, God. I attribute things to God. I like to try to be humble and graciously just step out of the way to the Almighty and say, okay, not my will, but yours be done. And I don't pretend to know everything about all this, but I do believe that once we reach the end of our lives, I do believe that we get a moment of reflection of all these things that we've accomplished, survived, traveled through. And I think it's made very clear to us what our destiny is. I don't know. How can I possibly know? I'm not at the end of my life, or at least I hope I'm not. I hope I have a few more years left. But it's something I contemplate more than most people because, or maybe, I have fellow sufferers and survivors of cancer. It's something I think about because tomorrow I can get a bad report on a blood test. And there we have it. Who knows? So we have to take each thing as it comes, right? Hey, Nick, yeah, I totally hear you on that. I think you're right. I think God destined you to be an artist, and you're doing very well. I can see you traveling on that path of an artist, and I wouldn't give that up for anything. I think it's amazing what you do, and you've grown so much in all of your talents. You're very multi-talented and multifaceted in everything that you do. So, if I were you, I would just keep going, for sure. Don't give that stuff up. That makes you who you are. So, I believe for myself, my destiny is just to be obedient to God, because I wear many hats. Because like Nick, sometimes I am an artist, and sometimes I'm a speaker. I guess you can find artistry in that too. I'm sure you can. I try to make everything very artistic. I don't know if I'm actually making it happen. It's just something I do naturally, I think. Yes, you're welcome, Nick. You bet. But here's the thing too. When I am thinking about my destiny, I just want the world to say, or those who have known me, that I loved God more than anything, and I was obedient and I served Him. Because in the end, He's the one I'm going to have to answer to. Nobody else. We come into this world alone and we leave it just the same. Nobody is going to be there for me to throw under the bus or blame or switch out. It's just going to be me and Him. And I want to be on the right side. Sometimes people say, well, you got to pick a side. Whose side are you on? I want to be always found that I was on God's side. I was on God's side of righteousness, of love, and I know for a fact that I have fallen short. All men fall short of the glory of God, and, we can't help it. We're frail human beings, and our hearts want and lust after things that we shouldn't sometimes, and we get ourselves in trouble. Oh, well, thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. I'll take that as confirmation. I just don't know how to be anything else. I don't know how to be anything but an artist. And I'm just going to keep going with it until God tells me something different, I guess. And the most grievous thing, there's a lot of things that grieve me. Listen to the video down below. I talk about things that grieve me. Grieves me a lot is when people don't reach their standard, don't, you know, get it. And that really breaks my heart. But the most grievous thing for me is that when God speaks, He's making Himself known and people aren't listening. That breaks my heart the most, because I believe He wants to impart upon to us such great knowledge, wisdom, and love. And if only we would stop and celebrate the stillness and the silence, can we really hear His voice? You know, instead of saying, oh wait, what was that voice? Wait, am I hearing something? And we push it away. Oh wait, that TV show's coming on, I need to check in, you know. Oh, I gotta go do this, I gotta do that. Wow, we're so busy. Where's the stillness? In the presence of stillness, there's breath and there's life. You know how I put that on my calendar last year? Well, it means something. I really think we need to take more time out and be still. You ever hear this one? Be still and know that I am God, and I love you. Isn't that a beautiful, like, lullaby? That used to be sung to me many years ago by my grandmother. And I heard it again in church many years later. I don't know where it came from. Maybe it's part of a hymn. If anybody knows, let me know. But, you know, if we're not being knowing that God is God and how much He loves us, we're going to miss it, guys. We may miss our true destiny and our true calling. So, I was just thinking about that. My grandmother's passing and the anniversary of her passing just made me think about it a lot. And I didn't want to be morose this year. I wanted to be living in the presence of beauty and God's glory and hope and joy and all those wonderful things that we're supposed to dwell on. Because I have a tendency, being an artist, going into the drama of things, and I didn't want to do that. So I was very well behaved today. You know, I limited myself to social media, and I didn't get on the phone today, did I? Yeah, I didn't get on the phone today at all, so I wasn't ignoring anybody or ignoring anybody yesterday. It was a kind of a fasting for me, and it worked very well. Because now I can go into this weekend, and now I can enjoy things, and I can have a good mindset towards the things I need to take care of. Oh, yeah. Cool, Nick. Okay, you've heard it too. Okay, cool. It's so beautiful, isn't it? Oh my gosh. I I can remember when I was younger and just hearing my grandmother sing that to me, and she had such a sweet voice. She had a very motherly voice, a very comforting voice, and I tap in and tune into that, you know. And now that I don't have that motherly covering anymore. And so when my grandmother died, I was starting to feel the burden. And then when my mother died, I really felt the burden of having to be the, you know, the matriarch, the mom role. I mean, I do have an aunt, and she's 13 years older than me. She's still alive. I love her. But I'm talking about, because we have a son, and I'm talking about that kind of a responsibility. It's like I'm the eldest, and I'm still young. It's quite an awesome responsibility. So, now I'm realizing, wait a minute, I have this voice now to mother others, not smother, and not, mother really like that. But, when somebody needs like a shoulder to cry on, I do that a lot for a lot of people, lovingly and graciously, and I enjoy it. Not enjoy it, but I'm glad to do it. I want to be able to be there for people. Aw. Cool, Nick. Beautiful stuff. Okay, so beloveds, it's getting late, and I have a busy weekend, and I'm sure you guys do too. Again, a reminder, and I love seeing everybody's reminders on Facebook. I've been checking in here and there. Wow, beloveds, thank you so much for having, similar mindsets to what we're all kind of about. Get a lift, right? Get a lift. Do not drive drunk. One of my friends posted that she actually witnessed an accident that sent 2 people to a hospital. And I couldn't even imagine witnessing an accident like that I have. And it's just so mind-searing, it emblazons, the images emblazon and become part of your memories. And it's so hard to get that out of your head. And these people were innocent, Guys, do not drink and drive, please. If you're partying and you're listening to my message right now, don't drink and drive. It could cost somebody their life, their livelihood. So behave. Enjoy yourselves, but behave. And, yeah, I'd rather have you guys drinking at home alone. Don't kill yourselves. Don't drink yourselves under the table too much there. But, what I'm saying about that? I hope you understand what I'm saying. Just be wise. All right. That was all I wanted to gift you guys with. And I will check in maybe here and there. I don't know. I've got a busy, beautiful weekend planned, and I'm so excited. So yay for all of you guys. And a lot of water. Yeah, that's what I do too. And salt. Sodium, potassium, and sugar. That helps keep you from getting dehydrated, because it's the 3 of them binding together with water is most excellent. So I usually eat a banana, an apple, and that takes care of the sugar too. And then water before I drink. It helps. And then a glass of milk too. Because then you don't get that really bad hangover-y thing. At least I don't when I do these things. So 1 drink is great. That ain't gonna hurt nothing. Okay, so blessings and peace, beloveds. Take care of yourselves. Love each other as much as you love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, back up a little bit. You need to love yourself so you can love others as you should be loving yourself. Remember the hierarchy. God, yourself and family, right? And everything needs to filter down. Think about that. Put things in order. You'll be fine. Okay, I love you guys. Bye. Bye, Nick. I'm going to text you.